Hi everybody, so welcome back to my calculator series part 3. In the previous videos I've just looked at the very basics, so I thought what I'd do is apply some of those things that I talked about in the last videos to some of these exam questions or some of these questions that I found. So in one of the exams, a calculator exam actually, it asks you to estimate the answer to this question. And then it says, as a sort of follow-on question, now work it out with your calculator and then round it off. So I thought we'd just do that and practice using our calculator. If you've got one of these calculators, fantastic. Follow it on with me and I'll just help you to be able to do this really easily. Okay, so the question is, obviously we've got brackets, we've got square roots, we've got multiplying all sorts of things. So we're going to just start with the brackets, okay? So we start opening up a bracket. I'm going to put the number in, 65.1. Oh, I've forgotten to put the square root in, haven't I? So I'm going to delete that using the backspace, put the square root sign in. Let's do it properly, and then we're going to have that. Okay. Now I don't want anything else under that square root, so I need to make sure my cursor goes to the right. Okay, that's important. Nothing else to be under the square root apart from the 65.1. So I'm then going to put the minus sign in, and I'm going to put 6.17 and close off the brackets. So just double checking everything is as it should be. Yes, it is. Okay, so then multiplying by 1.98, pressing equals, and then that gives me 3.7589, so on. So rounding that off to one decimal place, I would, obviously my answer would be 3.8, wouldn't it? Okay, so that's that one. Right, next one. Let's just clear everything from here. So the next question, it's the same thing. It asks you to estimate first, and then it asks you to calculate it with your calculator and round it. Okay, so imagine we've done the estimating bit, and now we're just going to use the calculator. So in this one you'll notice that the square root goes all the way over the whole calculation on the top of this fraction. So I'm going to start with the square root button like that, and I'm going to put 8.19 in, and then I'm not going to use the cursor to move across, so I'm just going to say 6.43 times by 6.43. Okay, now you can see there's a line here, the fraction line. So I'm going to start a fraction, and see what's happened there is it's just put a fraction onto that one. So I'm going to get rid of that because what I forgot to do was move the cursor over. If I move the cursor over, see the difference? It's now put everything over on the top of the fraction as the numerator. So I'm just going to do that again because it just shows the difference. If I put the cursor back to touching the 3 there, and then if I press the fraction button, it's just got that as the fraction, which I don't want. So I'm going to make sure the cursor goes over, and this is one of the biggest mistakes, I think, when you're putting it into your calculator, because it makes such a big difference. Right, okay, so let's carry on. We've got it all right. And we're going to put 6.84 in, and we've got to times that by square root 3.97. Okay, so let's just double check everything is good, and then we can press the button there and we get our answer 0.532 and so on, rounded to one decimal place, 0.5. Final answer. Okay.